Hello everyone, this is Derek Schnitzelman, and we are playing I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a finger licking good day simulator. Oh man, this is one for the books. This is one for the books here. Alright. Well, let's get into it then. It's time for a new game. Well, this game was made by KFC. We'll go with Schnitzel. Just for good old time's sake. It's all food based, might as well stick to the original shtuck. You sleep softly as the morning sun casts a warm glow through the window of your modest student apartment. Is that where we're going with? Oh, and then there's a K-pop band up in the top corner right here. Hold on. See? There they are. The world is peaceful and serene, and you can stay in the moment forever. Let's turn down that audio. Okay. Or you could wake up now. Now! Your first day of culinary school is no time to sleep in. Throw the clock out the window to stay in bed forever. No, we're going culinary school. Smack that clock. Lying in bed, you stare at the ceiling, thinking about everything that awaits you at the prestigious University of Cooking Academy for Learning. Cooking School Academy. I can't talk. Your mind begins to wander. Who will be there? What will you cook? What should you wear? Time begins to fly by, and you find your imagination getting far away from you. You'll need to take this seriously. Allow yourself to daydream a bit, thinking about the future. No! It's the first day. You have to be serious. I'd better make sure to arrive prepared for my first day. I'll crack a cold one for the boys. Anyway. You bust through your morning checklist. Teeth brushed, hair combed, pits deodorized. Nothing can stop you now. You confidently grab a biscuit, strut out the door, and head off to class. Boy, I wish that's how I started my morning off, with a nice, big old fluffy biscuit. Brought to you by... Just what you needed to get your blood flowing. Standing in the quad, you gaze upon the magnificent University of Cooking School Academy for Learning. Redundancy here is fantastic. Here comes your lifelong best friends forever, Miriam. She's the most adorably awkward person you've ever met, and you absolutely love her for it. Good morning, Schnitzel. Are you excited for the first day of the rest of our lives? Actually, I'm... Because I sure am. Excited, a little nervous. Okay, a lot of nervous. What's the... It's just that this morning I made breakfast for myself, but, well, then I ate it, and I couldn't taste any love in the food. What if I'm no good? What if I fail? What if we do fail? That is a big question. Classic Miriam. Raised by master chef parents, she'd always held herself to a very high standard. Oh, she'd cry. She'd cry. Why'd she cry? Ever since we were little babies playing together, you rescued me from that quicksand box. It's been clear to me that you're the most loving, caring person I know. You're going to do great. But with the University of Cooking School Academy for Learning's famous 3-day only semester, jeez, I'm afraid of being left behind and never catching up. I mean, 3 days, that's all. That's a very short time. A sweet girl, Miriam has always held a flair for the dramatic. This summer, she got so nervous about her first kiss that she chipped a tooth while practicing on a Oh. Should you pep talk her or change the subject to give her some relief? You know what? Let's just give her a pep talk. You know, remember last month when we saw the fortune teller and had our tarot cards read? The lady with the mask gave me nightmares? I've been trying to forget. I know she looked spooky, but she was so sweet. and she told you that you were destined for great things. Remember that card with the fancy-looking tower? The other card featuring that handsome fellow in the red suit? The devil? I've been waiting for so long to meet a handsome fellow I could call my own. And I'm sure you will soon. In no time, we'll be graduating, and you'll be the lion of the world with your heartfelt cooking in no time. As you talk Miriam up, you can feel her nerves beginning to ease. You know what? Maybe everything will be okay after all. And if not, at least I have these killer bangs. Can you believe I cut them myself? Yes, I do. You can definitely believe it. I cannot believe it. Believe it! Before you get another word out, you're rudely interrupted when someone smacks your books and custom engraved measuring spoons out of your hands onto the ground. Hey! It's Ashley, your arch rival. She's totally... What's with the window cleavage? Oh, but she can't help but be filled with jealousy. She can get anything she wants, and she knows it. Hello, Ashley. Oh, I didn't see you there, chicken shins. Oh, wow. You leave Schnitzel's shins alone. They're perfectly normal shins. Oh, God. Oh, this is just one. Oh, you can't stand Ashley. Even her name is annoying. You know for a fact that it's actually Ashley, but she had to add extra letters to make herself feel better than everyone. If anyone here knows what perfect shins look like, it's us. We're not gonna let you or your really weird insults get to us. Across the quad, you see Ashley's best friend, Van the Man, has stopped to look at his own reflection in the mirror. His pants are so tight you can see him casually working out his glutes while he styles his hair. The rocking glutes. Ahem. Van. You rang. Oh. Oh. You've never been sure what their arrangement is, but as long as you've known them, Ashley and Van have just been as close as you and Miriam, but substantially more devious. What is going on here? What kind of chef's code is that? Oh, man. I can't believe the University of Cooking School Academy for Learning would ever allow people like you to attend as students. I know, right? You think they just hand us our diplomas now. Or maybe hire us as professors. Yeah, amateurs could learn a lot from us. This face says everything. With the first day of school about to start, there's not time to properly tell these two off, so you resist the urge. Or do I? Let's go, Miriam. Shh. See you later, losers. As you approach the door, you see a goofy-looking kid pushing hard against the window, directly next to it. What? What is... Oopsie. I think it's broken. Reach forward and easily pull the door open. That should do the trick. I love you. I think you mean thank you. My name is Pop. Was named after my Pop. He's old. Could someone like this also be a student at the school? He must be one heck of a chef. Also, his name tag clearly says Bob, but I guess he's reading it upside down. Hi, Pop, I'm Schnitzel. So, are you going to make me hold this door all day? Nope! And with that, the young man walks into the building ahead of you. Is it just me, or is he kind of cute? I mean, yeah, I think it's just you. You both shrug your shoulders before following him into the building. You stand at the edge of the room, unsure of where to sit. Other students wander in and keep themselves busy chit-chatting. Oh, man. And then... a scruffy-looking pooch takes his place at the podium in the front of the class. Adorable. Sprinkles! No, be quiet, everyone. Who's this unreasonably cute pup, and why is he in our culinary class? You must be Sprinkles, head instructor and CEO of UCSAL. Please call me Professor Dog. I may be cute and a little fluffy, but I can still demand respect. Woof! What? A cute dog is our professor? This is the best school ever. I wish I was taught by a dog. Well, a dog dogging. Well, that's another story. I guess only a dog's nose is capable of picking up all the nuances of fine dining. That's what we'll call it. Out of nowhere, wind begins to rush around you as a swirl of cherry blows and petals fill the air inside the classroom. Oh, I'm chilly. Someone close that window. And then he walks in. You're immediately swept in the aura of this new student and his remarkable goatee. Who knew anyone could be this so handsome? Time stands still. It's him. It's... If it isn't one of my favorite students, Harland. Colonel Sanders interrupts Sprinkles. Sorry, Professor Dog, before he can finish his sentence. Please call me Colonel. Colonel Sanders. A hushed murmur rolls over the classroom as Colonel Sanders walks down the aisle of desks. Suddenly the room is sweltering. Sweltering! Sweat begins to beat across your brow. You feel like everyone's looking at you and you're not entirely wrong. And this over here must be Sweaty McSweats a lot. Wow. Maybe we should open the window back up for faucet pit melts into a puddle and evaporates entirely. I don't know why I gave him that voice. Hold on just a second. Nobody talks about my friend like that. You do both know my name. We were in the same kindergarten class. What is with all your weird insults? Besides, when Schnitzel sweats, it's not gross. It's beautiful. Look at that shimmer. Please no talking about my sweat. Take a moment to clean yourself up. It's the only option. It's a good thing you didn't forget about that deodorant this morning. This classroom is hot, hot, hot. Especially with Colonel Sanders in the room. Dot, dot, dot. Professor Dog steps up to settle the class down and set some ground rules. Welcome to the University of Cooking School Academy for Learning, the greatest culinary academy in the world. It's just so adorable. The birthplace of culinary legends, past, present, and future. Many challenges await you. There will be tears. There will be blood. There might even really be adorable tiny food. And when all is said and done, there will be a battle. You will lift your sporks and compete in the broom cooking arena. Just then another student enters the classroom and interrupts the professor's rousing speech. Hi guys, sorry I'm late. Hope everyone has had a good summer. I really miss. Quiet! Late to class is bad enough, but interrupting my monologue. You want a fast track out of here, young man? Are you sure you're even in the right place? Don't you recognize me? It's my third year in the school. With you as my teacher. Everyone stares at him blankly. Does no one remember me? You're expelled if you utter one more word before I finish. Let that be a lesson to you students that tardiness is unacceptable. Even Clank made it here on time, rolling halfway across the town on his tiny wheels. You turn to see the student Sprinkles are referring to, who appears to be some sort of industrial kitchen appliance. Bzz, where? I wonder if he's eatable. Class bursts into laughters. Oh, Clank, you rascal. Oh, look at him smile. Sprinkles walks in the classroom as everyone stands in silent obedience. When he gets to you, he lifts his nose in the air and takes a deep sniff. Your diet is lacking. Based on what I'm picking up here, you definitely need a multivitamin. You should be taking better care of yourself. You never had a talking dog as a teacher before, but Sprinkles' reputation for being smart but tough is well known. You decide to try and butter up by giving him a treat out of your pocket. But what kind? He obviously likes chicken. Reach beneath your apron and return a chicken snack in your hand. Sprinkles' eyes go wide as he locks into it. His favorite. I knew it. Well, 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 I think there might be some competition for a star student. I'm bribing my teacher. Not entirely unheard of. The furry professor immediately devours the snack, leaving your hands slick with a coat of warm doggy drool. You see the other students eyeing you jealously, but pay no mind to them. If they wanted to succeed in life, they should have learned the importance of carrying a range of dog treat flavors on them at all times. I wish that was my success in a nutshell. Every time I just present a dog a treat, someone would go like, "Oh, you win an award." Settle down, young chefs. Take seats and prepare yourself to have your minds open to the amazing possibilities of culinary creation. As everyone rushes to claim their favorite seats, you're left standing at the front of the room. Only two options remain. Hey, Schnitzel, there's a seat still here. It seems that no one has claimed this one next to me if you're interested. Oh. Oh. Two good options. Which will I choose? My best friend or new best friend? New best friend. You move to take your seat by Colonel Sanders. It appears he brought no books, pens, or pencils. However, his perfect upright posture shows a seriousness that makes you confident in his desire to learn. Thanks for offering me this seat. I've only had two rules. Do all you can and do it the best you can. It's the only way you can ever get that feeling of accomplishing something. His poses. That's so inspiring. A little off topic, if you ask me, but okay. As soon as you've settled into your seat, the professor makes an announcement. Think fast, it's time for a pop quiz! Yay, a pop quiz about me! This incredibly important and surprisingly short quiz will tell me if you're ready for life at culinary school. Keep your knife sharp and your focus sharper. Here comes question number 1. If a train A is leaving at the point B and train B is traveling to point A, how important is it to wash your hands before cooking? Extremely. Looking at you, Pop. That's right. Forest is to trees as chicken is to feather. That's right. What is the most efficient eating utensil ever created? The spork. That's right. What food is best for a broken heart? A pancake that looks like a silly face. Oh, wrong. Is Sprinkle's a good boy? He's a talking dog that teaches at culinary school. He's the best boy. Your total score is 4 out of 5. Only one wrong? Not too shabby. You must be doing all right, kid. You look up to see that Colonel Sanders has been watching you tally your score. He nods with approval. Senpai noticed me. May I have your attention, students? I have an important announcement to make. Time for lunch! Wow, the cafeteria is as nice as any restaurant you've ever eaten. It makes sense that a school dedicated to cooking would also be serious about eating. A delicious fragrance wafts through the room and tickles the end of your nose. Your mouth waters. Chicken! Do you smell that? It must be your lunch. It smells crazy good. Everyone, can I have your attention? Is it about the lunch? No, I just wanted to apologize for my tiredness. See, howdy, folks. I'd like to make an announcement. Hey, it's about lunch. Everyone cheers. But shh. Lunch, lunch, lunch. She said, shh. In honor of the new semester, I've prepared something special to share with everyone for lunch. That must be the smell I smelled. Indeed, that smell is. Hold your breath, waiting to see what food a mysterious student has created. You've heard that he's very talented. Were the rumors true? Yes. Colonel Sanders lifts a large bucket over his head. Its contents glimmers in the light. Piled high are huge pieces of chicken, breaded and fried to a crispy golden finish. The aroma envelops you, and you begin to feel warm and safe, like back in the womb. Colonel Sanders has filled a bucket with chicken? What a wonderful idea! Your stomach begins to grumble as if to say, stop thinking and start eating. For years, I've been developing a secret recipe for the perfect fried chicken. My calculations, nothing less than 11 herbs and spices are required to achieve the perfect balance of flavors. You look around and notice that every other student has a pen and paper and is scribbling down notes as fast as they can. But that's all I have to say about that. What? You think you want your stupid secret recipe, dude? Pshaw! Nah, my dude, no. I'm just drafting my last will and testament in case one of those ingredients is poison. Got him? He looks around nervously to see if anybody else is laughing at his sick burn. You wait to see what zinger Ashley has prepared to follow up, but she suddenly takes a different approach. Yeah, and I was like, I'm writing my diary. Dear diary, today I smelled something beautiful. I knew at the moment that only the hands of a true gentleman would fry chicken so tender. You see her body language change from bitter to evil to sweet and innocent as she slides closer to Colonel Sanders. Get away from my man! She realizes that he is destined for greatness and fame with cooking skills like this. She wants them all to herself. Oh, please. Well, Van the man, if you don't want any, I'll take this. Well, hold on. I guess I'll try it. He takes one bite and his eyes grow wide. He starts contorting his face as he tries to hold up his pure exhilaration and act unimpressed. Easy now, there's enough here for everyone. Please, my fellow classmates, dig in. You take one of the pieces of fried chicken out of this bucket and sink your teeth into it. It's amazing. Tasting Colonel Sanders' food transports you to another dimension where you fight Cthulhu. Alone with your taste buds, gripping a drumstick in your hand, you float weightlessly. Focus your mind and try to meditate on this moment. I try to identify every flavor, savor the moment, and everything that tells you about Colonel Sanders' culinary heart. Swim towards the light! Focus your mind and meditate. You let the food rest in your mouth and focus on it, scrutinizing every flavor. Salt, maybe pepper, no, too obvious. Oregano, basil, maybe, but there's something else. Something dark, something spicy. Go deeper, deeper. Yes, even deeper still until you find it. Could it be blank? You really did it. How bold, how adventurous to use blank. You try to get even deeper into the sea of flavors, but this revelation alone is more than you can handle. You snap out of it and realize that this information was meant to remain a secret, and yet you know. Now you know. Mantle of responsibility now rests on your shoulders. As you look around, you realize that everyone in the room is consumed by the lunch. No one has noticed that you've traveled through space and time. After tasting his food, you try to get some more one-on-one time with Colonel Sanders. You approach Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders smiles ever so softly as you approach. He stops what he's doing and allows you to break the silence. Colonel, I wondered if I could talk to you for a second. Anything for a fellow chef. What exactly was on that chicken? How bold to come out and ask. That's an idea I had for a new combination of flavors that will make me my fortune and establish my legacy now for a time as I open up a chain of highly successful fried chicken restaurants. No big deal. It's just you and me here are talking. I can keep a secret. In fact, I've got some of my own that I'm willing to trade. What's the rush? The semester's only getting started. Got 2 more whole days to get to know each other. Oh no, Senpai is not. He's clearly not giving up so easily, but it doesn't hurt to be persistent. You know what they say about secrets, Colonel? Shouldn't learning be fun? You got moxie, I'll give you that. Colonel Sanders looks both ways to make sure you're truly alone, and then leans in. He feels warm breath as he whispers. Just one ingredient, but you can't tell. It's blank. It's something my great-grandmother taught me. Blank. Wow. You'd never have guessed it. In fact, you're not even sure whether you'd get some if you searched. And blank definitely isn't the flavor you've tasted before. So now you're 2 ingredients closer to knowing the full recipe. But you don't tell Colonel Sanders that. While you're wrapped up in the huge revelation, you notice that Colonel Sanders has disappeared. While everyone else is still in the cafeteria, you decide to look for him. Find Colonel Sanders outside, standing in the quad. Oh, it's you again. Howdy. Sometimes I like to come outside and look at the school buildings. Think about my story will continue on after I've graduated. Sounds like you have big plans. I dare say the biggest. I will leave my mark on this world. You can bet on that. Alone together for the first time, figure out this new perfect moment to show him your personality to him. Neg him to show your strength. Wow him with a big idea to add additional ingredients to spice things up. Be modest but thoughtful. Let's do that. Well, I just wanted to... Oh, I got hearts. I just wanted to tell you that I really enjoyed your food. Now you've got his attention. The flavors were complex, but comforting. The interplay between salty, savory, and peppery, it was perfect. I appreciate the compliment, Schnitzel. I'm sure you'll be a big success. I know we've only met today, but I'm starting to get the same feelings about you. We should head back inside. The next lesson starts soon. You step into the massive cooking arena where the afternoon lesson will take place. Each student gets an oven and all the tools and ingredients they could need. Look at this place. It's magnificent. Finally we get to show our stuff. Wait a second. Oh no, we have to show our stuff. What if I totally blow it? You're not going to blow anything, except maybe kisses on the crowds of fans you're going to earn with your signature adorable tiny food creations. Welcome, students, to the cooking arena. For today's lessons, we'll be cooking with partners. Hurry up and pair off. Naturally, Miriam looks over at you, but unable to control yourself, you pounce on Colonel Sanders. Hey, Colonel, would you like to tackle this lesson as a team? A team of two, that is, me and you, if that wasn't clear. Are we on partner? Sure, Schnitzel. I'll prepare our station. Without you as a partner, Miriam is left all alone. Two different students quickly take notice. Hello, new partner. Beep, beep. Oh my, two potential partners. I'm so sorry, gentlemen, but I don't know who to choose. It looks like you'll have to pick for her. Friends' duties can be a little awkward, but it's like the price you pay for not being alone forever. Who do you want to be Miriam's partner? Let's go with Clank. Sorry, Pop, but I think Miriam will be partnering with Clank today. It's okay, I already ate. It's not entirely clear if Pop has any idea about what the point of school even is at this juncture. Clank is clearly excited to have some attention. He heats up and begins to roll back and forth. Warp, warp, warp. Hold on there, fella. We don't even know the assignment yet. Technically, Clank might not have a face, but there's something charming and earnest about him. Tissue? I hardly know you. Clank judders, and the panel shakes loose. You get the impression that this is a sign of affection. Looks like you two will be fine. Now it's time to focus on your cooking classwork. All right, you two. For today's lessons, we're going to keep it simple. Pick a basic dish and divide up the steps. No chef is an island. It takes 2 flints to make a fire. You get the idea. Which dish do you suggest to your partner, Colonel Sanders? Steak tartare seems easy enough. It's fancy. You don't even need to cook it. Using octopus will blow Colonel Sanders' minds. Your grandmother's mashed potatoes and gravy. I've always been something of a down-home chef. I was thinking we could make something warm, inviting, comforting. Maybe mashed potatoes? And gravy. I couldn't imagine one without the other. It really is a good combo. I love mashed potatoes and gravy. Colonel Sanders casts a coy look at you, causing your whole face to go beet red. Embarrassed, you quickly turn away. I'll go get the potatoes. No, please let me. Picking perfect produce is a passion of mine. Looks like things are getting pretty fresh around here. Does someone have a crush on Colonel Sanders? Maybe. We're just cooking partners. Mind your business. Colonel Sanders' heart is my business, and you'd better keep your fingers off my man. Did someone call for me? Ugh, no G's, Van Van. While I'm over here crushing Schnitzel's dreams, you're supposed to be taking care of our classwork. That was the deal, remember? Colonel Sanders returns, arms full of peeled potatoes. He tosses them into the boiling water and turns his attention to you and your old friends. Oh, howdy there, Ashley, Van Van. Are we working in a quartet instead of a duet now? Actually, no. It looks like Schnitzel was struggling, so we offered to give him a hand. You know how it is. These young amateur chefs need a lot of mentoring. I was going to say, Colonel Sanders, maybe I could teach you guys a thing or two about fancy food. Maybe one day you might be able to get up on my level. Ha! Doubt it. Oh, look at that. He's angry. Clearly, we are two of alike. Don't be rude, Van Van. Personally, I have no doubts whatsoever about Colonel Sanders' abilities to concoct creations worthy of admiration. After all, your fried chicken was quite spectacular. But Colonel, if you ask me, I might make a better partner for you than this thing that has positioned itself at your station. Don't you feel deep down that we cast complementary shadows? We fit together, like a thigh and a drumstick. It just makes sense. Nothing about this makes any sense, but one thing is clear. She's coming for Colonel Sanders if you don't watch out. Ashley's really going at it hard. You need to... Okay, let's... There we go. We're just going to put that down a little bit. You needed to ask for some backup here before things get ugly. Colonel Sanders, hunk of hunks, in your time of need. I'm here to learn and to express myself via my cuisine. Not bicker with prima donnas. Ooh, burn. Partners were chosen at the beginning of the class, so let's all respect the format. Okay? You turn to Colonel Sanders to confirm that you're on the same page. I chose Colonel Sanders, and Colonel Sanders chose me. Isn't that right? Businessman respects all fair agreements, from contracts to handshakes. I took on Schnitzel as my partner for this activity, and I stand by it. Based on your team's behavior, I'd say you're perfect for each other. Neither of you has Schnitzel's natural talent or their loyalty. Being defended by Colonel Sanders leaves you feeling proud and full of potential. You look for Sprinkles and hope that he might step in, but it's nowhere to be. But he's nowhere to be found. Darn those cute corgis and their short but sturdy stature. You look down at your station and realize that the tension of the moment, your hands have been cooking on autopilot. Distracted by the drama, you've already crushed and boiled the potatoes into a perfectly creamy mashed texture with plenty of butter and cream for flavor. It's as if your natural passion guided you through the steps you know so well while your attention was elsewhere. I know just what to do. Colonel Sanders extends his hands while holding a beautiful white porcelain gravy boat, out of which pours a smooth brown gravy smothering your nearly finished potato dish. Gravy flows down the mound of mashed potatoes. The results look spectacular. Grandmother would be proud. Colonel Sanders holds his fork out to you. Reach out and grab hold of it, but he doesn't immediately let go. Two of you stand, holding the same spork, and for a small moment, all of the madness and pressure of this crazy world stops. Your eyes lock. The moment is electric. Time stands still. You love something, set it free. Together, you dig the utensil into the mashed potatoes and lift a heaping sporkful up. When you see Ashley with a sinister look, you know she's plotting against you to be with Colonel Sanders. And then, filled with rage and without thinking, you fling the sporkful of mashed potatoes right into Ashley's stupid, beautiful face. Van, do something. Scooping up a fingerful, Van tastes the dripping mashed potatoes and gravy and realizes that it's delicious. Horrified by this revelation, he slinks away. Will he ever be able to cook something with so much love and integrity? Hold on right there, Schnitzel. You do not waste food in the broom cooking arena. Colonel Sanders, I expect better from you. Throw in one more spoonful, you better both be prepared to eat it from wherever it lands. Can I has potatoes face? Van rushes backwards, a dish covered in his hand. Mashed potatoes and gravy? Pathetic. In just a few minutes, I've prepared a full meal. Gaze upon my specialty, braised tentacle of octopus with my silky saltwater sauce, plated on a battle axe forged by my supreme chef ancestors. You've ignored me for too long. This ends now. I will have the first bite, and you will look on with envy. The Emperor student rushes at Van and slices away the bite of his signature dish right off the plate. No, don't! Something about the dish doesn't strike my nose quite right. I think the octopus was rushed. It may have been turned in the process. The results could be toxic. Too late. Has been eaten. I think I left something in the oven. I don't feel so good. It killed him? Everyone steps back. Don't take another bite. When you look back at the plate, the rest of it's gone. You notice the tip of the tentacle being slurped into Pop's mouth. Damn it, Pop. Pop winces in pain for a moment, and then almost immediately goes back to his oblivious self. Oopsie! Tastes like poison. The entire class was gathered to watch Pop's final moments. Shock has frozen the whole crowd. They were motionless as statues. The class bell rings, disrupting the moment and snapping everyone back into reality. It appears that Pop's enthusiasm for trying new things, despite the obvious danger, has inoculated him against poisons of all kinds. I'm not sure the professors were here make enough money. Hello? I just turned into a ghost over here. Seeing that you've shaken up by that annoying student and all his nonsense, Colonel Sanders approaches you. I'm sorry you had to go through that. Please, let me walk you home. What? For real? Like, oh, come on. You follow Colonel Sanders out of the room. At night, the school building has taken another vibe entirely. It's dark. Just a little spooky. Colonel Sanders stands in the quads in neon glow and speaks softly. Those mashed potatoes you made in class today. Before you go on, I want you to know they're not a great representation of my skills. I didn't realize I was making them. They were amazing. Tasting them, it reminded me why I became so passionate about food to begin with. There's a tear in his eye. Colonel Sanders is getting choked up. Cooking is obviously important to him in a way that you find inspiring. You might be the perfect time to tell him that you're developing feelings for him. Colonel Sanders? Yes, Schnitzel. There's something I need to tell you. Hold it right there. There's something I need to tell you first. Oh, jeez. You see, when I was just a boy, I had a dream that one day I would be the greatest chef in the world has ever seen. And every day since, I've been working toward that dream day and night, never stopping, never resting, also lifting tons of weights, like so many weights. You should follow our dreams with all our hearts, that our souls may grant them like wishes floating on a shooting star. Hey, no, you shut up. I'm the one who's saying inspirational stuff and being the star of the story. Are we forgetting that your cooking literally killed a guy? You can't prove that. I also saw you kill that guy. What was his name? Somewhere in the distance, you hear a long, sad sigh. Forget him. We're talking about me. Me. I'm the hero. Sport Monster is here to fight a hero. I think I left the fridge open. Later, nerds. How dare you threaten me just as I was letting down my guard and connecting with another chef on an emotional level? Be afraid. Be very afraid of me because of my thirsty. Is he rhyming on purpose, or is that just a coincidence? But before you can discuss syntax any further, it's a turn-based fight sequence. What will you do? Defend. You decide to defend. Which defense will you choose? Trepidation. You close your eyes tight, but then open for just enough to see a squint and see the spork monster across the battlefield. For some reason, this makes you feel more prepared for what comes next. The spork monster goes on the attack. They spit hot gravy on you. You take 1 damage. Fat lot of good that defense did. Alright, then you decide to go on the attack. Cook with love. Does 1 damage. Spork monster won't forget this. Spork monster focuses their mashed mind and draws in energy from the Mother Earth itself. They grow larger and more intimidating. How you respond? You decide to go on the attack. Which attack will you use? Cook with love. Deals 1 damage. The Spork monster is no quitter. Buffed up and ready to rumble, they go on the attack once again. Spork monster uses utilitinsel. You took damage from the attack. If you take any more damage, you're not going to survive the battle. You decide to go on the attack. Cook with love. Spork monster is oozing cheese sauce on the lawn quad. I wonder who's going to have to clean that up. Feeling vulnerable, the Spork monster prepares for its ultimate attack, Rounded Edge. Vile villain, your reign of terror stops here. Colonel Sanders summons energy of 1,000 chickens. Pop pie power pinch. Pop pie power pinch deals 10 damage. Spork monster is defeated. You saved me. Ninja Spork monster spews steam into the night. Spare the wretched beast. He's had enough. Managed to tamp down your disgust at the sight of this gnarly beast long enough to realize that he's still a living creature with a pure soul who deserves your pity, not your wrath. Be gone, beast. Don't you dare come back to follow up encounter tomorrow. Won't forget this, and I certainly won't be back, like you said. Spork monster scuttles off into the night. The defeated monster leaves behind a special item. It appears to be a cookbook. Upon closer inspection, it's so much more. It's a book of magic spells with a golden chicken on the cover. You open the cover to find a library card tucked inside. Last name to have it signed out is Borko. Borko. That name sounds strangely familiar. Your blood is pumping as you stand in the quiet of the night, holding the mysterious book in your hands. As you come down from your battle buzz, you realize that your final attack has left you completely depleted. The world around you begins to fade away. Without any energy to keep your eyes open, darkness overtakes you. The image of Colonel Sanders flashes before your eyes as you fall asleep. He must have helped you get home. In your tired state, you don't know if you could have made it without him. What a guy. You want to thank him, but you don't have the strength to utter a single word. You feel your covers being pulled over you as you are being tucked in the night tightly. Good night, my Colonel. In your dreams, you're together with Colonel Sanders. For some reason, Sprinkles is also there, instructing your love. Dreams are weird. Well, there goes everybody. You awake on day 2 and attempt to process the wild visions you had. Were they memories or premonitions? You lie in bed and stare at the ceiling, thinking about the secret you discovered while tasting Colonel Sanders' cooking yesterday. You can't believe he really used cock. And there was the secret ingredient that Colonel Sanders went ahead and told you off right. Not much of a secret, huh? Not much of a secret, then! It's probably just because he already trusts you so much. Sure, that makes sense. We'll go with that. Meet up with your bestie in front of the school. Before you can tell her about the encounter with a spork monster, she launches into a story of her own. Okay, I know this might sound a little strange, but I think I might be, I think I might like Clank. Like him? Like? I know it sounds like it's moving too fast, but there's something about him. I like him. Like him. We got to talking after class, and he's actually totally a sweet guy. Not only that, but he's really smart. He told me all kinds of stories about Colonel Sanders. Do you know that Colonel Sanders was the most popular kid in his high school? No, but that does make complete sense. Yeah, but he was so popular that he was voted prom king at a school he didn't even go to. He was also the convertible that he himself rode in front of the homecoming parade. I'm thinking something got lost in the pressure cooker language translation there. Either way, maybe it's best if you took it slow with this new boy, like I am with Colonel Sanders. You and Colonel Sanders? The coolest guy in school? The most famous student to ever attend the University of Cooking School Academy for Learning? You're a thing now? We definitely connected yesterday. Sure you did. You're great. Why wouldn't he be into you, I guess? Laughing at the implication that you and Colonel Sanders might be a thing is definitely not cool. You are great. You have an idea about how to prove that your love is real. Well, if he's not into me, why did he tell me his secret ingredients? However, you don't tell her that you know a second ingredient too, which you discovered on your own. Your bestie's eyes light up. A secret ingredient? Yeah, I just said that a secret ingredient. Is there a dramatic echo in here? Miriam checks to make sure you're not alone that you're alone before continuing. So, this summer, while I was on vacation with my family, a lovely man approached me at the botanical garden where I was wandering. This can't be good. He told me about this passion for spices. Secret spices. Man even gave me some, to show me what he meant. He said it was a powder case from a super duper rare dried up flower petals, and that if I did him a big favor, I could have some of my own. Please, Miriam, don't tell me. So I filled my suitcase with them and brought them home. He was so nice. He even met me at the gate when I arrived later. I cooked with him. A very strange feeling came over me. The flavor was unlike anything I've ever tasted. I think you're being very literal of the meaning of spices here. Whatever. Anyhow, we both shared an interest in cooking, so we stayed in touch. You know, like pen pals. I bet he would love to know more about new spices. Well, I'm definitely not supposed to share Colonel Sanders' secret recipe. Besides, I only know the one ingredient, so I doubt it'd be much use to anyone. Please, 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 please. It means the world to me. No one has to know it came from you, or from Colonel Sanders. What do you think? Should you protect Colonel Sanders' secret, or share it with your bestie? Make up a fake ingredient. I have to cover my other bestie. You quickly think of a fake ingredient name. I don't know. How about... It was Eye of Newt. I know it sounds like some kind of witch's potion, but that's what you can do. Eye of Newt? Wow! Her eyes light up imagining such a thing, and you can figure out you've satisfied her curiosity. She'll move on. However, she immediately turns around and goes into a thumb typing on her phone that you can't quite see. That's probably not good. Before you can ask her to confirm that she is definitely not texting secrets to other people, you're interrupted. A wind rushes. Cherry blossoms petal fill the air. It's Colonel Sanders. He's arriving at the school. Stand back and admire his majestic glory. Run to him. He's on a horse. Colonel Sanders' horse is truly a thing of beauty. Without ever acknowledging that he's being watched, he does a short horse stance before dismounting with a flourish. He then slaps the beautiful creature gently on the rear, sending it running to free into the countryside. You're so struck by the sight of him that you lose the ability to speak coherently. Oh, I didn't realize anyone was watching. Don't worry, he knows his way home. You attempt to compliment Colonel Sanders, but the words don't come out exactly right. What a horseful beaut you are. What a horseful beaut you have. Dang it, that's what I just said. Being a good friend, Miriam intends to cover for you. Oh, Schnitzel just gets really nervous around people they like. What? This is not happening. They got food poisoning and they were up all night. It was gruesome. You should have seen it. She gives you a wink and a smile as if to say situation handled. Can't blame a girl for trying. And with that, Colonel Sanders disappears in the school, leaving you and Miriam to follow. As you enter the classroom, you can see that your two rivals, Ashley and Van Van, are doing something bad. By the way, they're hiding. You know it must be bad. Like, counterfeiting receipts bad. Experimenting with restricted ingredients bad. Summoning a demon bad. You try and get a peek over Van Van's hulking shoulder, but he sees you coming. Whoa there, little one. I'm not sure you're ready to handle this. Why don't you make like a bee and mind your own wax, honey? Tell them to stop acting immature. Act like you're not interested in them, but really try and get a closer look. We'll go with the adult one. You immediately dress the rivals down for their immature behavior. Culinary school is to be respected. This kind of nonsense is a waste of everyone's time. Now you've upset them. Oh, you are the emperor of cooking, are you? You make the rules? I'm not sure you know a good meal if it ate you. Being the best chef in the world takes more than just culinary skills. It takes creativity. It takes panache. It doesn't hurt to use a little evil. You finally get a look at what they're hiding, and you instantly recognize it. It's a book, just like the one you found on the counter in the Spork Monster. That's the same book I found last night in the quad. Ashley immediately elbows Van Van, who hides the book behind his back. I don't know what you're thinking about. That book is a family heirloom, and its contents are secret. You notice they haven't been studying the book. They've got Pop pinned to the wall. And they're tossing potato skins at him as if to try to catch them in his mouth. We're playing! Before you can dig in any further, interrupted by the arrival of more students. It's almost time for class. Beep, beep. Plank must be running a little late. He's in such a hurry that he rolls right over Van Van's meaty foot. Hey, watch it out, you bucket of bolts! You watch how you talk to him. He didn't do anything. Beep, beep, womp. Who do you think you're talking to? I've never heard of such a language. Not even from a stand mixer. Womp womp. She is so rude. No, your mother was a stand mixer. Van Van jumps to attack Clank, but Clank shocks Van Van, sending him flying across the room. Protect me, Colonel Sanders. These crazed men are about to come to blows. I think it must be over me, but I'm not interested in either of them. Ashley's tones are completely changed in an instant. She bats her eyelashes at Colonel Sanders. Surely he must know that this is a ruse, right? Gentlemen, get a hold of yourself. Save it for the arena, at least. Or don't. Honestly, what do I care? I've got plenty of career aspirations to focus on. Maybe I can help you with your business plan. Just then Sprinkles arrives to signal the true start of the class today. He's panting, which doesn't seem abnormal. He's a professor, but he's also a dog. Students, please take your seats. I apologize for my late arrival. I spent the morning chasing a car all around the town, and my tiny legs were very, very tired. And I'm here now, and I hope you're ready to learn. Rub his furry dog belly. He loves it! After he catches his breath, Sprinkle regains control of the classroom. Without further ado, we'll review the global history of my favorite fowl, the chicken. Want to pay attention to the class? Truly, you do. Which is why in 1776, at the signing of the Declaration of Independence, there's a chicken who was first signed their name. But you can't help but be daydream about Colonel Sanders, and you miss most of the important parts. When you come to, Sprinkles is holding a tray of food in front of you. Well, Schnitzel, naturally this appears to you to be a simple platter. Which item do you want to sample? Ooh, a shimmering pepper. Let's go for it. Brightly colored pepper stands out from all the other items. It sparkles in the most eye-catching way, so naturally you reach out to grab it and eat it right away. However, your body's not prepared for the heat. The pepper has triggered an intense spice hallucination. It feels like forever as you trip into the universe. My friend, ooh, this guy again. Here to give you some important message. Ooh, you must avenge my death and fulfill your destiny. All you must do is... As I was saying, to fulfill your destiny, all you do is... Sorry, I think I've got some spice stuck in my throat. It's fine. I'll work through. Fulfill the prophecy. You must... Feel sick. You feel yourself beginning to regain consciousness. Oh, man. You come to and find everyone staring at you. That pepper was the last of its kind on Earth, and now it's gone forever. You think to yourself, geez, I should pay better attention. We all make mistakes. I'm sure he'll forgive you someday. Come on, it's time for lunch. Before anyone can relax, the cafeteria light dims, and your rivals enter to make a dramatic announcement. Today's lunch will be prepared via timed competitive cook-off. The level of theatrics with these two is off the charts. Step up and tell them you're on. A bit of lunchtime competition, eh? Count me in. If I have to wipe the tables with you fools before I set my lunch down, so be it. I'm not the fool, you're the fool. Good one, Van Van. Like a gumption, Schnitzel. I'll be watching your performance. Just as things reach a boiling point, Sprinkle steps in. Surely he'll put a stop to this madness. Now, students, please settle down. This is a lunchroom, not a sporting court. Finally, a little sense, you breathe a sigh of relief. At least, not until we turn on the timer! Then a huge light blasts in your face, flashing the words, timer ready. That's what I'm talking about. Oh! I stand corrected. The hard way builds solidly a foundation of confidence that cannot be swept away. And that's an original quote by me, in case anyone is wondering. I hope it's a message that lifts you to victory. It certainly has. Good thing this camera's only chest up. Like a diamond, I was formed under pressure, and now is my chance to shine. I will defeat you myself. You had his chicken, and you made mashed potatoes and gravy on day one. And if you're like you really impress him again here, it's time to boil down some water for the potatoes. Think fast. If the timer runs down, you'll be forced to pick randomly. What temperature does the water boil at? Oh, that's wrong. What were you thinking, Schnitzel? Get your head in the game. You're going to need to season this chicken before you cook it. You don't know Colonel Sanders' recipe exactly, but you have an idea. 11! That's right. You might not know all the ingredients yet, but at least you're headed down the right direction. Tail wagging intensifies. Now that you've got some basic steps going on, it's time to elevate your craft. Stay in line with the most flavor. Trust. I'm begging you to get it together. Get it? I'm a dog. It's never the wrong time for dog jokes. Next question. Classmates are rooting for you, but Ashley is simply stronger and faster than you. Pick up the pace if you want to survive. When you were a child, your father told you never forget where you came from. Every day, you meditate on his advice and draw energy from that place. A small town where big dreams are born. That's right. This is your shot. You're not going to miss it. Arrgh! You try to shut out the noise of the arena and focus on your cooking. What is the sound of success? Sizzling. What? Is this the end? Yep. Let's try again. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Oh, well, I accidentally clicked on the wrong one. Okay. If I need to eat, I'm going to have to get some energy to sustain my education and pursue my dreams of being a master chef. How are any of us supposed to get anywhere if we're constantly fending off challenges from everyone know-it-all with an apron? Besides, I already brought my own lunch, Schnitzel. You should have it. It will give you the energy you need to succeed. Miriam reaches out and presents a gift to you. Special grilled cheese and tomato soup. With chocolate milk to wash it down, and a tartlet for dessert. It only takes you about 5 seconds to eat Miriam's tiny food. It's just what you needed for motivation. You know what? I learned enough for today. Let's battle! Just as things get to a boiling point, Sprinkle steps in. Surely makes some sense to this madness. Now, students, please settle down. This is a lunchroom, not a sporting court. Finally, a little sense, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Oh. Okay. No, Colonel Sanders. Oh, I believe. Oh, he believes in me. He's actually cheering you on, which would be awesome, except knowing he's watching you make it totally forget what you're doing. And all you can do is think about Colonel Sanders. How many spoons of gravy? You're stranded like a desert with only one desert cookbook. Which do you take? What a hunk. I know, right? You know what? Shouldn't even focus on this challenge. You're failing behind. Oh, What does it have to? What does it have to do with crafting spectacular fried chicken and delicate basic biscuits? You're really struggling to keep up. The next station over, Ashley's already begun plating elements of her dish. It's colorful and complex. Make time up. Toss your biscuits dough into a standard mixer. As you do, the crowd gasps. Yikes. Zzz. I know you love nothing more than seeing a fellow appliance utilizing the kitchen battle, but sometimes that means sacrificing the personal touch. You might not have any hands, but Schnitzel does, and a good chef needs to be touching the dough to know if it's properly mixed. There's an easy way and a hard way. You don't get far by going easy. When you hear everyone talking, you realize how serious your error was. You immediately shove your hand into the mixer to rescue your dough before it's too late. Schnitzel, no! But you're not fast enough. Your hand gets stuck. It's immediately crushed by the... There's no way you're going to be able to use that hand for the rest of the match. Colonel Sanders shakes his head in shame. Whatever you often find is the easy way can turn out much, much more difficult. Stop what you're doing right now. This battle's over. Can't be. I was so close to finishing my dish. Sweetheart, look at your hand. You simply can't go on. Oh, that's too bad. And here I am with a completed dish, ready to serve. Surely that makes me the winner by default. No, it wouldn't be fair to compare the two. On account of Schnitzel's injury. You see Sprinkles begin to lick his doggy chops as he locks onto the dish. But I suppose you should at least tell us what you prepared. Well, because I'm the sweetest, skip straight to dessert. Under the white chocolate dome, you find an array of delight, taking you to the journey of flavor that tastes good and tells a story of excellent. I was going to ask Schnitzel to do the honor, but since you're injured, I'm afraid that pouring this creamer of delicate hot chocolate sauce might be too difficult. Colonel Sanders, if you wouldn't mind lending me your strong, steady hands. Colonel Sanders pours the chocolate sauce on top of the dome, causing it to melt away, revealing the ingredient hidden within. You'll find a delicate fried cheese croquette on top of a slice of honeycomb, ice cream 2 ways, tender nougat, and the pearls of blueberry gelée. Colonel Sanders seems intrigued, but perhaps not impressed as he dips his finger to the chocolate sauce. Simplicity isn't your strong suit, is it, Ashley? Oh, you, hee hee. As he places a sauce-covered finger onto his lap, Ashley leans over and whispers something into his ear. A dab of sauce sticks into his mustache. Put yourself between Colonel Sanders and Ashley. Must be done. You reach out with your apron to wipe the sauce off his glistening face. Colonel Sanders recoils and brushes you back. This goatee isn't a fashion statement. It's also functional. I was saving that for later, for flavor. Let's try again. Maybe I can actually get to the better part of this. Da-da-da-da-da-da. And so here we go. Okay. The winner gets to rub my furry belly. Let's see that enticing offer motivate you. Oh. Oh, wait. Oh. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. Oh. We're going through this again. Oh, what does it have to do with the spectacular fried chicken and delicate baked biscuits? Everything. It has everything to do with it. Oh boy. Internalize the rage. The flames cause your eyebrows to catch fire and turn to ash. They fall off your face, which means people will have a hard time understanding your emotions for the rest of the semester. Perhaps forever. Embarrassed and ashamed of your poor performance, not to mention your crispy fried brow, you run for the quad to be alone. Beautiful weather feels like an insult. Inside of you, a storm rages. It's Colonel Sanders. He's probably there to tell you that he and Ashley are in love and they've decided to get married. He won't even ask you to cater his wedding because you're a terrible chef and an awful person. You try to hide from him, but he approaches you directly. I know you're hurting right now. Not just from the devastating loss, but from that run-in with the mixer and the small fire. We should get that checked out. I'm fine. Can't you just leave me alone? I'm a loser. I'm not fit to fill your fryer. I'll never be a master chef. Failure's a part of life, not just for you, but for all of us. Do you think I've never failed at anything before? That's exactly what I think. Well, then think again. I wasn't always the man you see before you. Enrolled in culinary school, incredibly handsome, successful, motivated. Well, handsome, sure. I was more that way. But I've walked other paths and arrived at dead ends. I was passionate about life, but I failed at this obstetrician. I was passionate about justice, but I failed as a lawyer. I was passionate about livestock, but I even failed as a mule handler. The one was especially humiliating. Mules can be so cruel. I didn't know. People see my delicate ribbon tied, my well-kept beard, and assume that I've got it going on altogether, which is true now, but it hasn't always been. Sounds like this guy could really use a hug. I resolved that I was going to amount to something. No matter the hours, labor, or money, I would deter me from getting the best I could give. It's Colonel Sanders. Changes focus. You can see something ignite inside of him. A burning passion. One has to remember that every failure could be a stepping stone to something better. My new dream is pure. It's honest. It's something that a humble man in a crisp white suit can be proud of. We'll create a new chain of chicken restaurants that will bring joy to the entire world. I will make up for my past misdeeds. Yay! Just as your moment grows intimate, you're interrupted by a threatening, shadowy presence. Battle scarred from the night before, you prepare for the worst. It's a sport monster. Borko. His eye. I know I said it wouldn't be back, and after the whole fight to the death thing, maybe you really didn't want to see me more, but I just wanted to say I was wrong to attack you, and I apologize. I know what it's like having to always look over your shoulder. Lots of problems, am I right? Oh, thanks, Porco. I'm glad there are no hard feelings. Getting jumped by a giant creature in the dark of the night can really rile a person up. I also want to apologize for the way I switched right to attack mode. I know that you're strong, and cooking school can put a person under a lot of stress. I actually used to go to this school. It wasn't always a sport monster, you see. I don't believe it. You were a human once? Well, no, I was a golden retriever. I was still a student until one day some of those mean kids with the magic spell book cast a dark enchantment on me. I was forever transformed. Magic spell book. Precisely. I procured a copy for myself, but swear along the way I've lost it. If you sign such a book, I beg you, respect it. You're a powerful chef and shouldn't rely on dark evil magic. No, you should be protecting the innocent from those who would cheat them through sorcery and guile. Yeah, if you need me, don't fear, I will be here. Sounds like there are some bad cooks in the kitchen of Last Schnitzel. Together, I am sure we can defeat them. When did this become? Come back to my hideaway and we can discuss. Personal invite. Can't imagine what Colonel Sanders' home must be like. It sounds like you're about to find out. Stepping inside Colonel Sanders' home, surrounded by his things, you start to feel a special bond with him. It looks like you've lived such an exciting life, Colonel Sanders. Every day can be an adventure if you approach it with the right attitude. A long time ago, I made the decision to never stop searching, never stop working, never stop imagining. Have you ever been working on any new recipes of your own lately? I'm always excited to talk about food with another ambitious chef. Well, there is something. It's just a side dish I've always been tinkering with, trying to find the right balance of flavors and textures. I'm not sure if I've nailed it yet, but I'm close. Colonel Sanders' eyes perk up as he starts to wonder what dish you might be describing. It's meant to pair with something spicy, or something really crispy. Perhaps both? Now that you got him right where you want him, should you reveal your new creation to him, or keep it a secret just for you? Open your heart! You decided that you're ready as you'll ever be to share your original cooking with Colonel Sanders. Before you can take yourself out of it, you decide to dive in head first. You reach into your lunch bag for a special dish that you've been keeping in ice all day. Present to you, my original coleslaw. The shredded cabbage dish glistens to the light of Colonel Sanders' luxe hideaway. Magnificent. Together, you chat on the creamy slaw, till a spoonful remains from the bowl. Mind if I hold on to the last bite? I'd like to have it around so that I can mind its taste later and think about it on this moment. You could offer him to make him more, but he seems like a very sentimental kind of guy. Sure, why not? Please, make yourself comfortable. I'll be back in just a moment. If he comes back in lingerie, so I'm just going to lose it. You realize that now would be a perfect time to do some snooping. Around the room are various items that you can look closer at. Each item seems to radiate memories and emotions. Tap on an item to discover more about the Colonel. Gaze at the window across the vast lake and the mountain range beyond. Just then, the ghost of a student pops up. Are you thinking about heading out into the world onto a quest to avenge my death? Wait, what? I've never learned your name. Why would I avenge you? I can just tell you my name right now. Can't you see I'm in the middle of something? You open the window and crack the ghost. And then the ghost is swept out into a breeze. Tap an item to discover more about the Colonel. Let's just look at the pictures. An adorable little baby boy crawls on the floor. From the goatee and the mustache combo he sports, you can figure it must be Colonel Sanders himself. That, or it might be the drumstick that he seems to be waving in his head like a rattle. Perhaps a baby picture of just themselves. Probably the same type of person who would make their face the logo of the company they founded. Am I right? Tap an item to discover more about the Colonel. Photo appears to be of Colonel Sanders, except he's an old man visiting the pyramids of Egypt. Maybe this is where he discovered one of those secret herbs and spices. One of those framed photos shows an old man. Looks like a bit like a Colonel Sanders staying up with a friend. The old fried chicken, drumstick, and appeared to be cheers among them. You look closely and see that there's a short inscription. I wonder who my friend Pete is. Tap on an item to discover something about the Colonel. What is this button anyway? Oh. Dare I? You open the door. Out of the Colonel Sanders' closet and find a row of his signature white suits hanging within. Take one off of the trainer and try it on. The jacket's a bit big for you, but it's soft and comfortable. Give yourself a deep hug, breathing in his scent. They say that home is where the heart is. Is this what they mean? Before you get any closer, you hear Colonel Sanders returning. He has a new dish that he's been working on, and he wants you to taste it. You try to act casual, until he asks you why you're wearing his jacket. I don't usually loan those out, but I must say, it does look good on you. Oh, crap, the jacket! You forget to take it off. You fess up and tell the truth. You confess. I think I've developed feelings for you. I might be developing feelings for you too. I'm concerned. I can't let anything get in the way of my dreams. Overwhelmed, you take the jacket off and run for the door. But the thought of leading Colonel amidst such an emotional breakthrough gives you pause. You stop yourself. Colonel? Yes, Schnitzel? I honestly think this may be the beginning of something wonderful. I think you're right. You should take things slow. You talk late into the night and drift off into slumber. Dream sequence! Wake to the beautiful morning in Colonel Sanders' hideaway. Did you make the right decision on how to respond to Colonel Sanders? Only time will tell. Today is a day that could change the rest of your life. Your thoughts are interrupted when Colonel Sanders emerges into the room. He's holding a gorgeously plated breakfast, and your mouth waters at the sight of it. It's a simple breakfast I just whipped up. It's meticulous. You taste Colonel Sanders' food, and it takes you on a journey. When you return, he's waiting to ask you an important question. So, would you say that we're the perfect match? How presumptuous. My cuisine and your taste buds, that is. Such confidence, such grace. Could he be the world's greatest cook? Flatter him. You know, I think we might be a great team. A single tear begins to pull in the corner of his eye as he gazes out the window. With the right business partner, I know I can't fail. Business partner? Are we talking about you? It's all happening so quickly. Overcome with emotion and confused by your feelings, you're on the verge of tears, unable to speak. The only answer you can find is to run out the door and get home. There's still one more day of school after all. The University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning, waits for no one. You get home and find something very surprising. Your best friend is there waiting for you. Where have you been? Because I had one heck of a night. I've been desperate to talk to you about it, but I couldn't find you, and I got worried that something might have happened to you. It's okay, I was just. But now it turns out that you're fine, so I can kind of get up to speed with the saga of Miriam. Sure, but you will not believe what happened to me after school yesterday. I went on a date. I think I can believe that. Since I've been partnered with Clank, he asked me to go out with them. Of course, I told him you better keep your dials turned to polite and respectful. I'm not that kind of girl. But he was just interested in spending some one-on-one time together and getting to know me, and so I said, yeah, sure, I can get to know this little metallic guy. Long story short, he took me skydiving with his friends, and things quickly spiraled out of control. Did she just say skydiving? As if that's typical first date to go on with a talking pressure cooker. And now, I'm not really sure where we stand. You don't give Miriam time to tell her whole story, however. Bottling up the details of your own night is just too much to bear. I went on a date too. Back to Colonel Sanders' house, where I spent the night with him. You what? Nothing happened, but the emotional connection was wowzers. Miriam tells you to move on from this whole Colonel Sanders obsession and focus on school. Being obsessed with Colonel Sanders is wrong. You don't want to be right. After a short argument, you both agree to go your separate ways. When you arrive at school, you encounter your rivals in the quad. You can tell from a distance that they're picking on Pop, though he himself might not quite grasp the situation. Because, he's Pop. What's swirly? It sounds delicious. What's great? I'll order you one up right away. I'll have my swirly with sprinkles, please. Sprinkles is a dog and a treat. You can get your swirly dips too. Why don't you pick on someone your own size? Because I'm literally the biggest person in the school. There is that horse that Colonel Sanders rides to school, but who would dare pick on such a gentle and beautiful creature? Got some nerve schnitzel picking up on a defenseless horse. Now you're twisting my words and I won't have it. You clench your fist, but the injury from yesterday's mixer accident makes you wince in pain. Doesn't look like you can go on cooking like that. Might as well just give up. I'll never give up. Ever! Colonel Sanders arrives as it appears things are getting to a boiling over. A naturally intuitive person, he seems that something has been going on. Is everyone excited for the final day of school? Schnitzel, how's that hand feeling? I'm sure you'll be back to fighting for him by this afternoon. Aren't you concerned about my hands, Colonel? Yesterday I almost broke a nail winning so hard. Technically, I don't believe a winner was decided, but your presentation was quite impressive. What is he doing complimenting her? But what about the flavor of my delicate, warm, gooey chocolate sauce? It was clear that you are passionate about how your food is received. That's a lot of words to say for it was bland. Excuse me, Schnitzel. I'm more capable enough to speak for myself. Ugh. Maybe you could tell me more of your thoughts as we walk to class, Colonel. I'm always interested in discussing the fine art of fine foods. See you inside, Schnitzel. Annoyed by Colonel Sanders' inability to see Ashley for who she really was, you walk into the quad to get some distance. In an attempt to distract yourself from how slighted you feel from the interaction with Ashley, you take out the spell book you received yesterday and start flipping through the pages. Whoa, what's that book? It looks like bad news. It's just something I found lying around. It would appear to be some sort of grimoire, but I don't really believe in that magic stuff. Grimoire? Like a book of spells? I don't know. Who would spend so much time decorating a magic book if it weren't really powerful? I can think of one surefire way to find out. You opened up the page covered with arcane warnings cast only in case of extreme emergency. It says on the edges of the paper. I could use a spell here, and it says it will erase anyone I choose from my memories. If I scrub out Colonel Sanders, it would probably help me focus better for my upcoming final exam. That is way too drastic. Couldn't you do something like anything else, not rooted in dark magic? Maybe tie a string around your finger? Okay, fine, that is drastic. But desperate times call for desperate measures. Got a memory erasing spell sitting right in front of you. Pretty good excuse to try it out. Don't do it. You take your friend's advice and put the book away. It's almost time for class. Sprinkles is already in the room, waiting for the other students to arrive. He clears his voice to make a quick announcement. I want you all to know, I feel something of a dog moment coming on, but I assure you it's nothing to be afraid of. His cute little nose scrunches up and he begins to breathe quickly. Dogs can be rather unpredictable. You must be hungry. Reach in your backpack and grab some homework from last semester that you forgot to turn in. Sprinkles immediately goes for it and gobbles the sheet of paper like it's a piece of fresh chicken rawhide. Ahem, I apologize for the outburst. I know it seems cliche, but not in much of a world satisfies like an ungraded work. My Schnitzel, were you studying something with cinnamon? I have been sitting on a lecture series about the art of cake baking. How insightful. This actually brings up the important point. Thank you, Schnitzel, for reminding me to dole on this indispensable bit of wisdom. You see... But before you can go any further, Miriam's love drama spills over to the class. Sprinkles is interrupted by words and sparks coming from the back of the room. I told you to save it for after class. Do you think I wanted to be thrown from a plane strapped to a stranger? Miriam and Clank appear to be arguing, but you haven't learned to speak Clank's language of mechanical noises. But no, we had to show off for your cool kid friends, Jeff and Joan, JJ forever. Watch us form a triangle in midair as we descend. Triangles are the strongest shape. Don't you know? Bzz, bzz, bzz. Yeah, well, it doesn't make it a great date. Bzz, bzz, brr. Then take Jeff and Joan with you. You can hold hands as you pedal down the mountain or a cliff for all I care. Sad beep. Clang begins to shudder. Steam pours out of his gapes of his panels, and then a loud ding stops him in his tracks. No amount of seasoning is going to make me want to eat that, Clank. Clank turns out a completely deep-fried sneaker. Considering that he himself has wheels, not feet, it's not entirely clear where it came from. In terms of deep-fried footwear, I guess it looks okay. Clank slowly rolls out of the room to be alone with the shoe. Everyone tries to pretend like they didn't see that entire thing go down. Nothing like a loud public breakup to cast a pall over the final day of school. Well, that was unfortunate. But we mustn't be distracted from what lies ahead. The final competition. Showdown Challenge Exam. I'll be working on the title, but I think you get it. The test of time approaches. See you all in the arena. Before you can think about your upcoming competition, there's a very beautiful solo nearby in need of a pep talk. Hey, Miriam, you okay? Okay. I'm so mad I could smash a tiny mug, spilling several drops of hot chocolate all over the floor. How could he embarrass me in class like that in front of everyone? Your tiny cocoa is a delicious treasure, so you know that it's a breakup, not a joke, even if the source of her frustration is such a silly boy. I know you know this, but I'm going to say it out loud. You don't need anyone. Me and you. We're going to cruise to the final test and hit the carpool lane to Success City. Miriam brightens up. Imagine the wind rushing through her short bangs, but she hesitates to embrace the feeling all the way. You're not going to saddle up on Colonel Sanders' stallion and ride off into the sunset without me? Of course not. Well, maybe sort of, but there's a pony out there with your name on it, and a ranch big enough for both of us and whoever else we want to bring along. It's not Pop or Clank, or anyone else you met today, tomorrow, or this year, so what? You're a special person who shouldn't settle down for the first someone to show up with a little interest, you know? Marion gives you a big hug and wipes a tear from his cheeks. I should really review my menu for today. I'm going to make a very special soup. And I bet that Professor Dog is going to love it up. While you were pep talking Miriam, you completely missed lunch. But that's okay, because you have a better idea of how to spend time before your exam. Decided to head over to the area early to practice a dish. This is it. Location of your final challenge. A test of will. A test of courage. A test of talent. A chance to beat the pants off of Van Van, the supposed Man-Man, and his eviler counterpart, Ashley. As planned, you began to run through a quick test of recipe you've been working on, Schnitzel's famous chicken pot pie. After practicing for months, making this dish come second nature to you, you're able to quickly get a fresh pot of pie out of the oven. How do they know I actually make pot pies? I'm not actually joking, I actually make a mean pot pie. As soon as you do, your cram session is interrupted by Colonel Sanders. All these cherry blossoms. Schnitzel, what are you doing here? There's still time before the final exam. I'm just taking it all in. I'm big into visualizing success. I'm looking at my station. Victory. The pot pie has begun to bake, and the smell is slowly filling the space around you. Visualizing, huh? That's too bad. I was hoping you were here cooking something delicious. You'd usually happily share your food with anyone who's hungry. The last time you let Colonel Sanders get in your head, it cost you a cook-off. You decide it's time to put your cooking above your romantic desires. That decision gets hard to stick when the oven timer goes off behind you. Tell us about your practice dish. Okay, you got me. I'm doing a little bit of more than visualizing. I know. My nose can smell pot pie from 400 yards. It's an oddly specific distance, but you'd expect nothing less from such an oddly specific man. You knew it was a pot pie just from the smell? Not just a pot pie, but a chicken pot pie. An all butter crust. That's the only good way to make a pot pie. And my nose is telling me something else. Oh no, is it burning? No, I can smell that it was made with a heaping helping of TLC. But it's probably starting to burn any second if you don't pull it out. Crap, the lone truth. Wow. It's the best pot pie I've ever tasted. I love country cooking. I could eat this all day. There's no time left. The final showdown is about to begin. Sprinkles lays down the ground rules. There are no rules except that is to cook with everything you've got. You step up to the cook-off of a lifetime. You decide that mac and cheese plus the pot pie you've been practicing are just the dishes that will push you over the edge to victory. Meanwhile, both Van Van and Ashley are preparing wildly elaborate dishes for their usual over-the-top selves. Miriam has her giant magnifying glass and several sets of tweezers. She's definitely prepared to go big going small. Because I can't English right. Colonel Sanders seems to be harnessing his 11 herbs and spices. But he's trying to find a way to improve on something perfect. His original recipe fried chicken. The intensity of the room starts at a full 10 out of 10 with a frenzy of action. Everyone is calling out really cool special cooking moves as if they prepare their own food. Wow, this is getting serious. Colonel Sanders batters his chicken as it levitates through the air. Egg wash! Miriam furiously injects ingredients into an itty-bitty pot of broth. Best friends bastard blaster. Van Van flexes his pectorals and chops into an open sea urchin. Let's rock and roll. Ashley scoops her pastries off the tray with lightning speed. Shallow personality spatula. Even Clank gets in on it. 5-dial pressure point chicken cooking technique. Wait, when did Clank learn to speak English? It's a singularity, as was foretold. We mustn't let it happen, or the appliance uprising will take us all. Self-destruct. Van Van quickly unplugs Clank and rolls him out of the back door of the arena. As you frantically prepare your dish, you notice Ashley has her spellbook out. Is she going to use some dark magic to turn the tide? You've got a book of your own, and you're desperate not to see her win another battle. Should you take the opportunity to fight magic with magic, even if it's almost certainly evil magic? Do it the hard way. Who needs magic when you got passion? Passion! I'm gonna do it the hard way. Giggity. Colonel Sanders sees that you've chosen to win on your own terms, and he gives a subtle wink to you across the room. I believe in you, Schnitzel. Miriam notices this too. And I've always believed in you, Schnitzel, since we were little kids, because I'm your best friend forever. You turn to notice that Miriam is at your station cheering for you. Miriam, what about your dish? If you're here cheering, who's cooking? Tiny food, short cook time. I'm actually already done, so I thought I'd help you. Oh, that's sweet, but Miriam tosses a handful of spices directly into your boiling noodles. It's the secret ingredient. However, she doesn't know that you lied with the ingredient that was made up. And where in the world did she get Eye of Newt from? The boiling pot explodes, searing Miriam flying backwards. Watery noodles begin to swirl in the air, bubbling up in a dark cloud that thickens and congeals before your very eyes. His eyes, Steve the Spork Monster. Steve? Wait, what happened to Borko? You're not here to battle, are you? We Spork Monsters are many. I think Borko had the day off. But you have conjured Steve, and I hate to battle, but I'd say you're doing pretty alright. Oh, hey, you're in the middle of a cooking competition. I love this stuff. It's better than on TV. You crazy kids and your culinary skills really impress me. Mind if I hang out? I'm sorry, Steve, but I'm kind of in the middle of something. Do you mind? Steve, the Spork Monster, notices that you've got the grimoire stashed beneath your cooking station. I see what you're up to. Crisscross and magical items and accidentally summoned me, huh? Yeah, you guessed it, sort of. Well, if you're here, would you mind tossing me some fresh noodles into a pot of salted water? I'd love to. I've always wanted to be a top chef, actually. You know, when I was just a little spork pup back in the old country, you could feel a Spork Monster winding up to tell you a very long and involved story. You don't know exactly where they came from, but it seems like it was probably lonely there. Actually, you know what? Maybe you should watch from the stands. I really need to focus on the competition. I understand. It's kind of like the time in monster school that I had fallen asleep during the scare tactics class, and then I woke up. He tosses a serious stare at Steve, and he takes a hint. Never mind, I'll tell you later. Good luck. Having suffered from the huge setback, you don't know if you could ever win. You summon extra power deep down within yourself. I can do this, and I have what it takes. I came here to win. Your hair turns mac and cheese orange as culinary energy flows through your body. My heart is pure. My hands are steady. My taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for. Yes, Schnitzel, you are the chosen one. You will avenge me. The power you are summoning immediately fades back out. Regarding my inspiring monologue. Sorry. My heart is pure, my hands are steady, my buds are ready for preparing their entire lives for this moment. I will show the world my cookery. You begin to levitate off the ground, energy coursing through your body. You know that this is the power. With this power, you can do anything, except turn back time, which could be super useful because while you're powering up, your chicken pot pie overcooked in the oven can't be served. But don't worry, dear Schnitzel. You may have suffered some setbacks, but all's not lost. Impressed with your fortitude, Colonel Sanders decides that you have earned his support. I've watched you today, and I must say I'm truly impressed. You've been thinking on your feet and rolling with the punches. He steps to your station and stands right beside you. I'm here to help. All you've managed to make is mac and cheese. Time is almost up, so you're going to need it. Colonel Sanders, what about the test? What'll happen to you? What about the rules? Following the rules has never been my thing. Follow my heart. What a guy. Colonel Sanders unfolds a delicate white towel and reveals the most delicious fried chicken tenders you've ever laid your eyes on. Besides, some of the unexpected combinations can have surprising effects that surpass their individual efforts. Are you suggesting if we combine forces we can form the perfect food union? Time's up, students! The time expired. It's the moment everyone's been waiting for. You must now prepare to present your dishes. A handful of students stand tall, but the class seems incomplete. It seems we're missing some students. Pop, Clank. From off screen, you hear a pure and innocent giggle that can only come from one student. I'm flying! Sounds like it's coming from the broom closet over there. Miriam, would you mind? Inside of the closet, you see Pop hanging on a broom hook by the elastic of his underpants. Pop, get down from there right now. Let me guess. Did Van have something to do with this? When someone asks for a wedgie, who am I to refuse? I thought a wedgie was a salad. Looks like Pop is eliminated from the challenge, seeing how he didn't cook anything at all. I can't feel my legs. May I be excused? Sure. You kids and your pranks. I must say, it's not the worst prank in UCSAL history, but it's not exactly yearbook material. Wait a second. Pranks? Clank! Where did that pressure cooker roll off to? You wait to hear a signature word beep and other onomatopoeia, but there's none. Somehow he must have gotten unplugged, I guess. We'll have to figure out that later. That leaves only 4 remaining students. Please collect your final projects. Yes, it is quite a long semester. Wow, 3 whole days long. But after days of hard work, the time has come for me to eat. Miriam, please step forward. Now describe your dish. I've made tender udon noodles and savory soup. My word, it's so delicate. Is that a teeny tiny narutomaki? I spy afloat in its itsy bitsy bowl? Yes, chef. Please call me Sprinkles. Chef is my father's last name. Yes, Sprinkles. I've got some green tea made from baby tea leaves that I picked myself. Sprinkles carefully sniffs around the dish before opening his mouth and letting just the tip of his pink tongue dip into the bowl. Sublime. Would anyone else like a taste? Oh, come on. I'm not one of those dogs who doesn't floss. I made a really good, cute electronic toothbrush for dogs. Fine, I'll enjoy it all by myself. Never double dip after a dog. In a flash, the entire meal has been devoured. Not that it took much. It was less than a thimble's worth of soup. A+. Rarely do I taste a dish with such love poured into it as yours. Miriam is overjoyed, and she gives you a huge hug. Thank you, Schnitzel, for helping me to believe in myself. Van, you're up. Now describe your dish. I made uni over smooth egg custard and an axe-hewn sea urchin shell topped with caviar. Did you skewer one type of sea urchin with spines from a second, differently colored type of sea urchin? Yes, Sprinkles. A bit much, don't you think? That's exactly what I did. A bit much was kind of my brand. Doesn't it look cool? Sprinkles leans in on a sip on the uni, but he can't get his nose close enough to account all the spikes. He begins to pot it erratically, causing the custard to slosh around. Woof! Woof! Please be gentle with my cuisine! Grrr. Finally, Sprinkle goes all in, tongue first, but he can't get past all the needles. He reels back as his tongue is poked and prodded. Youch, my tongue! The professor appears to be having an allergic reaction to the sting. Okay, you keep fucking my tongue. Poor Quirky. A stunning turn of events. Who would have thought that serving food in a bowl made of needles could make it difficult to eat? Dejected Van Van does not go gentle into the night. Disqualified for glamour? Don't discount simplicity. This is the last you heard from me. Before forcing us to endure his swollen tongue for another moment, Sprinkles graciously laps up a bowl of milk. I know, yeah, I'm a dog and I drink milk. Get over it. Sometimes it helps calm my agitated tongue. Okay. Next student, Ashley. It's time to step up. Now describe your dish. I made orange blossom Turkish for delight in a light rosewater syrup, topped with French meringue and connected by sugar glass. That actually does look nice. That actually doesn't sound too bad. Indeed, it's quite delightful. However, I ask that you please refrain from eating it or attempting to taste it in any way. It's very fragile and meant to be a display piece. Don't eat the food? At a cooking school? Got toast in your ears or something, Schnitzel? I told you it's a display piece. Ashley, I must say, it is beautiful. However, this is a cooking competition. At a cooking school. Yeah, which is why I cooked it. And did an extremely good job cooking it, too. I didn't realize that we were having an eating exam. If I wanted to be judged on eating, I'd go to a college of eating, school for the hungry. Sprinkles. I suppose you could smell it if you were so absolutely insisted. But don't breathe too hard. You might disrupt the sugar spiral. If the food cannot be eaten, it cannot be judged. You're disqualified. Rage overtakes Ashley, and she finally cannot keep her two-faced routine up. You wouldn't know high-end cuisine if it cooked you. And with that, Ashley storms off to rededicate herself to being the best, but this time without being shackled by trying to be fake nice and liked by everyone. This isn't the last you've heard from me, either. If this class gets much smaller, I'll be teaching myself. You and Colonel Sanders, the final cook, step up together. 2 chefs? What began as a bowl of delicious mac and cheese has become something else. He examines it and says, uh-oh. I don't have a good feeling about this. From somewhere in the room, a literal drum roll plays. Just when I thought I've seen everything in this kitchen, you give me this. This thing. It completely blown me away. In my 49 dog years of life, I've never tasted so delicious and perfectly balanced. That's probably 5 years in real time. So delicious, in fact, not everyone passes the class. You pass, and you pass, and you're gonna pass. Everyone gathers around and partakes in the mac and cheese bowl. They all seem to transcend this reality into another dimension. Oh, we found Cthulhu. We win. Together, you and Colonel Sanders have made a new menu item. The new menu item is so impressive that Van Van and Ashley are drawn back to its magnetic fragrance. When they gaze upon your mac and cheese bowl, they admit that you are indeed an excellent chef. Sprinkle declares that you have passed. Everyone has passed, and there were supposed to be more battles to come. But to come on, how could they be better than this one? Now that the school year is gone and everyone has graduated, the students return for the last assignment. To get their groove on, the cafeteria has been completely redecorated in order to serve the sight of a school's graduation dance. Compared to the massive high-tech cooking arena, this humble decor seems downright cute and cozy. Damn straight. Kinda reminiscent of my prom. DJ Dog is in the house! Arr! You know that Sprinkles is a master chef, but also a world-renowned turntablist? Who says he can't teach an old dog new tricks? Van and Ashley tell everyone that they've committed themselves to righting the wrongs they did while they were the villains. For a moment, you actually believe them. Not another haunting. No ghosts allowed in this graduation. It's clearly written in the school's bylaws. I was actually never a ghost. It was all a trick to get you to finally notice me. Oh, amusing. Now that everyone is together, I'm the Spork Monster. He totally mellowed out. Or it's a Spork Monster. He totally mellowed out. Everyone, the Spork Monster is no more. From here on, I prefer that everyone call me by my new name, Party Monster. Students try to finish what he had to say, but everyone is too wrapped up in talking to Spork. Sorry, Party Monster. Dejected student walks off. Maybe things didn't work out for Miriam romantically, but she found love in her cooking, and she's gonna do great. A red carpet rolls out across the floor of the ballroom. It's like a Hollywood movie premiere. Who could command such an entrance? Colonel Sanders! It's Pop. He arrived late to the dance, but apparently for a good reason. Walking on the carpet, you see his perched off his dirty chef's hat. A crown? Welcome back, Pop. I know you weren't able to complete the final exam and accept your diploma, so we had it mailed directly to your father. We figured it was the least we could do for the school's dean. Oh, now I get it. And we get a new wing on the school, not to mention the honor of educating the son of the chancellor, such and such. And music at the dance is interrupted by the sound of sparking and electrical hissing. It's Clank, who has arrived late to the dance. Now that I have graduated, I can reveal my truth. Whoa, he's still doing the talking thing? I am Clank, and I am not of this earth. I am actually from a faraway planet in another dimension! What? What? I actually feel like I knew it the whole time. Now that I have learned the ways of your kind, I must return. Miriam, will you come with me? I don't know what to say. Besides, no, obviously. I've just begun to learn who I really am, and this isn't the time for me to devote my life to figuring out who you are, Clank. You're blown away by Miriam's maturity. It's pretty clear that she's managed to surpass you in that regard. Ouch. I understand, kind of. Humans are weird. The portal opens up and Clank disappears through it. Finally, Colonel Sanders arrives with cherry blossoms. Howdy, classmates. Just like the first day you met him, he's come prepared to feed the entire class. However, it's not enough just to give them a bucket of chicken. This time it's a full meal. I didn't get to be the most famous chicken man in the entire history of chicken and man by not reminding people to go out and buy my chicken. The end. Oh, no, it's not the end. As everyone feasts on their delicious chicken dinner, Colonel Sanders finds you sitting on the edge of the dance floor. Schnitzel, what are you doing sitting all alone? Well, just waiting for the right person to ask me to dance. I wonder, might you tell me what are the qualities that you would expect to find in such a lucky person? Off the top of my head, I don't know. Spicy musk, tidy goatee, and a degree from the University School of Cooking School Academy of Learning. Just name a few. It is truly my lucky day. Would you dance with me? Yes, I would love to. As you glide across the dance floor, hand in hand with Colonel Sanders, the future stretches out in front of you. And once my 100th franchise is up and running, we're ready to take a day off. I'll be glad to spend it together with you, Schnitzel. How sweet. We'll work together and play together. Colonel Sanders stops standing in his tracks. Work together? Well, I think this is something I'll need to do by myself. Well, who will help you run your restaurants? I don't believe I need help. Besides, based on your time at school here, you really think running restaurants is the best path forward? Could it be you found some love connection but failed to earn Colonel Sanders' respect as a chef? Can you live with only half of him? Will you be able to endure sharing him with his the life of an entrepreneur? I suppose I could roll into pastry school. Oh, come, my dear Schnitzel, I'm sure that you'll find your place eventually. Along that way, you'll have me by your side. The end. Oh. Da da da. Oh my goodness. Oh. Damn it. Oh, this game was funny. I have to admit, I was expecting something even more horrible, but dang nabbit, that was good. That was actually really enjoyable. I mean, like, I knew that they did like weird romance novellas and all this shit, but it actually wasn't bad. And there was a lot of tongue-in-cheek kind of things, which was kind of nice. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe, and we will have more games like this coming up in the future. Until next time, auf Wiedersehen.